My bad, my bad. What is up, everybody? Appreciate everybody coming on here right now. It is the pre-draft party, LV Raider 10's pre-draft party. Thank you for everybody for showing up. I see we got at least like 5 people watching right now. Make sure to put in the comments below where you are watching from. Let's see, who do we got in here today? So far, I see... My bad. Who's in here? I see Jason Downs, and I see Rorschach. What up, Arnie? I appreciate you, Arnie, as always. Salute, Arnie. Hell yeah, you're bad, Rorschach says. Yeah, it is my bad. My bad, my bad. But we are getting the pre-draft party started. Of course, everybody knows we're only a few short hours away from the 2026 NFL Draft. And I think we can all agree that we're all pretty excited about it. I, despite someone say party, what up, Big Luck? Appreciate you popping on, brother. What up, Rose Town? Despite me not wanting exactly who we all believe to be the consensus number one overall pick, I'm still very excited. Draft day, it brings new beginnings for the Raiders organization. And obviously we can debate and we can argue over online in the chat on videos. We can argue all day and night about who exactly we're going to pick, who we think we should pick, and who we believe is the best players or whatever. But we can all agree as a Raider Nation that I think that the draft day is very special in the fact that it gives us brand new hope for a season that is yet to be played. For me, every season during the draft, it's like, okay, which this is me as a consumer. It's like, which guy's jersey do I want the most from this last draft? And honestly, I this past draft, the one with Ashton Genty going 6 overall, I really did want Genty's jersey, but to me, honestly, it was really the second round pick, Jack Besh. My personal favorite, of course, I've been a big supporter of Jack Besh on this channel and on all of our videos. I think a lot of people who watch us know that I'm a pretty big supporter of Jack Besh. Hopefully, he turns it around this season. So, yeah, of course, Leo. Yes, Jack Besh. Yes, for sure. And I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna have you make my Jack Besh jersey too, just so you have to look at it. Just so you have to look at it. Um, but yeah, so I don't know what I kind of want to. I know Jeff's kind of pre-draft ritual is watching draft day, and I seen that. I think it was Rorschach. Rorschach said, "Yep." Rorschach said earlier, "Nate, Dog, I just finished watching Draft Day the movie, and I'm ready for tomorrow." I know that's a lot of people's ritual around here. Honestly, it's to watch Draft Day um and kind of like, I guess, put yourself in the shoes of a GM for a day. Although we can all, I think we all know that draft day is pretty fabricated and kind of far fetched, but I think it's still a fun movie to watch, especially before the draft. Because as a person who personally wants to move out of the draft, um, I like to see all the all the wheeling and dealings. But yeah, Draft Day is a great movie. What is everybody's draft day ritual? Do you guys go out to to the bars to watch it? Do you watch it at home? I know it's a little work like it's not as good this year because it starts on a Thursday. I can't remember what it did. Um, what day it landed on the last couple of seasons, but I want to say that it was on the weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rather than Thursday and so forth. But normally for me and my family like to go to Vegas to watch the draft. We've done it a couple of times, and every time that I've gone to Vegas, I think that's a pretty good that's a pretty good deal there. You can't go wrong with that. Even before the Raiders were as big as they are right now. But yeah, let's see. We got a couple people up in here right now. I think I already said what's up to Rorschach, but what is up, Arnie? Already with the questions, I completely appreciate that. Leo, of course, asking about Besh. Big Luck, what is up, Big Luck? He says Caleb Rogers he would want his jersey from this past draft. So I like Caleb Rogers, I really do. Um, yeah, and then yeah, so today what I kind of really wanted to look through was since we're getting ready for the draft and getting excited about everything that's going to be happening tomorrow, I wanted to take a step back and look at what was the predicted draft places for this past season. And I think that's always fun to look at considering now we have a season under our belts and we look at what all of those prospects ended up doing, ended up not doing. Did they exceed expectations? Did they not? So I kind of just want to look at that. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and. Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. We're going to go here. So this one is Daniel Jeremiah, and I know I'm not completely certain if a lot of you really kind of take Daniel Jeremiah's opinion for gospel. I know I personally have him kind of higher on one of these draft board guys because he does it every single season, and I think that he's pretty decent at it. Um, so this is what his mock draft for the 2025 NFL draft. So this was past year. This was last year. So he had Tennessee taking Cam Ward, and that of course was Cam Ward, and we knew that that was gonna happen. I feel like that was kind of just a given at this point. Cam Ward and Tennessee needed a quarterback. Cam Ward was the best quarterback for sure in this draft, and so they took him. Now we what up, Michael Guerrero? Appreciate you. Um, so pick number two, there was a trade down, or I guess a trade up, and Jacksonville went up to the number 2 spot and took Travis Hunter. So hey, right here, 2 for 2 for Daniel Jeremiah. Although it was the wrong club, of course, the Cleveland Browns ended up trading out of this spot, but Travis Hunter went number 2. Number 3, Abdul Carter. He of course went to the Giants. So hey, Daniel Jeremiah is looking pretty good right now. So Abdul Carter went number 3 to the New York Giants. He predicted that as well. Abdul Carter had a pretty decent season this past year for the Giants. New England Patriots pick number 4, Will Campbell. So far, 4 for 4 for Daniel Jeremiah. And Will Campbell, of course, did not play very well down the stretch for the New England Patriots, although the Patriots did make the Super Bowl this past year. I still have a big belief in Will Campbell. I really liked him as a prospect coming out. And I think that I think that he still has a lot of potential in him, and I wouldn't give up on him. Number 5, so Daniel Jeremiah, this is the first time where he kind of switches up here. Jacksonville Jaguars. They take number, obviously the Browns traded down to this pick. Jacksonville traded up to number 2. But right here, if they would have stayed, Daniel Jeremiah says that the Jacksonville Jaguars would have taken Ashton Jeanty at pick number 5. And that's kind of crazy to me because I know for um like our videos, like the connection videos and Raiders Coast to Coast, last season when we were doing like mocks and what we were thinking about the draft last season, we all wanted to move out. I mean, not move out of the pick, but move away from Ashton Jeanty because we knew that he was going to struggle with the offensive line that we had, no matter how decent they looked at the end of the season the year prior. Um, I I still really liked Ashton Jeanty at that time, although I didn't want him at that point because again I knew he was gonna struggle. But retrospectively, man, I really liked the Ashton Jeanty pick. I'm very excited to see what he does in this upcoming season. And now that we're gonna have a little bit more solidified uh offensive line, I think he's gonna absolutely tear it up. So Ashton Jeanty goes pick number 5, but obviously in real life, pick number 6 with the Raiders, and I love that. So he has the Raiders going offensive tackle, Kelvin Banks Jr. Um, I think a lot of people, looking back on this now, would have rather taken the guy that went right after, in this mock draft, which is Arman Membu, because he had a very good season with the New York Jets last year. Um, but Kelvin Banks didn't do terrible. I think he ended up. Ooh, I can't even. Did he end up with the? I can't remember where he ended up with, but either way, I think a lot of people would have rather have Arman Membu. Um, if we're kind of if Genti was off the board at this point already. We talked a little bit already about Arman Membu. Um, he goes to pick number 7 to the Jets, which he did originally as well. Pick number 8, Mason Graham falls to pick number 8 with the Carolina Panthers, which originally was uh, T Mac, but Mason Graham also um, went earlier at pick number was it 5? No, he went earlier in real life, but before um, pick number 5. Yeah, pick number 5. Before the Raiders had a chance. This was my personal favorite guy that I wanted for the Raiders to pick up because I thought solidifying the defensive line would be great. Let's see, what do we got here? Who else is here? Okay, Arnie Garza. Other than Genti, all other rookies disappointed. D grade for last year's draft. I mean, it's hard to it's hard to really say that because even Genti kind of disappointed, I think, to a lot of people's minds. Like I said, I kind of knew what was gonna happen considering our offensive line. I couldn't predict that, he was gonna get tackled behind the line every single damn play. It seemed like, but I figured that it wasn't gonna be up to standards to what everybody thought. But he honestly, with the spurts that he had, that he played extremely well, he absolutely amazed, I think, a lot of people. And even he silenced a lot of doubters too that said, why did we pick him at number 6? And I think he showed the potential of why we picked him so high in this past draft and why we're so excited to see what he does in this upcoming season. And I think that really shows with the media attention that when the Raiders eventually got the number 1 pick, they said, "Oh, they're gonna have a quarterback now. They're gonna have Brock Bowers now. They're gonna have Ashton Genti ready." Like he started to be into that main kind of focal and building point of the Raiders organization. Even with the season that he had last year not being up to standard, I guess, to a lot of people's minds. So again, I really like Ashton Genti. I'm excited to see him grow. Um, we got Michael Williams going number 9 to the New Orleans Saints. You know what? I'm gonna go a little bit quick. Not gonna go pick by pick. Just kind of graze over everything. This one right here. This one is what I thought exactly was going to happen. The Bears taking Tyler Warren. I thought Tyler Warren was the best tight end prospect in this past draft, and I was very surprised when the Bears took Loveland over the Bears. And I think that Bears fans are happy with Loveland. He had a very decent season last year. But Tyler Warren coming out of Penn State, I think he was insane, absolutely insane. Gray Zabel goes really high in this mock draft. Now I was a really big Gray Zabel guy as well. I thought putting him with JPJ, they was basically having 2 JPJs on the offensive line. But Gray Zabel goes really high here to a number 11 to the Niners. He ended up going later to the Seahawks. T-Mac at number 12 to the Dallas Cowboys. I really liked T-Mac too. He SoCal guy, so of course I was gonna have T-Mac. I was gonna be in T-Mac's corner. This honestly, I think this probably would have been pretty cool to see as well. T-Mac going to the Cowboys, but I'm really happy with where he went, and he had a very good year, offensive rookie of the year last year. So I think T-Mac is happy where he's at as well. Colston Loveland to the Denver Broncos here. This is a projected trade that he had. So originally it was Miami, but Denver moves up to go get him. Loveland, I thought was a really good tight end again. Not better than Tyler Warren in my opinion, but he ended up going before Warren, and here he goes to the Broncos. I think the Broncos would have been happy with Loveland. Um, yeah. Okay, let's go to the Colts. They get Shamar Stewart, who I think he only played a couple of games this past year. He had a whole thing prior to joining the Cincinnati Bengals, where he ended up going. Um, and he he only played I think a couple of games, so I doubt he goes this high again. So yeah. Jalen Walker to the Atlanta Falcons, so he stays in Georgia in this mock draft. I think that would have been really really cool to see Jalen Walker staying in Atlanta, staying in Georgia with the Falcons. I thought that would have been sick. The Cardinals getting Emeka Egbuka, having Emeka Egbuka with what he just did this past year with MHJ, Marvin Harrison Jr. That I think Kyler Murray would have stayed in Arizona Cardinal if this is the case. Emeka Egbuka and MHJ, former teammates. If I'm not, yeah, oh yeah, it says right here, Arizona reunites Emeka Egbuka with Ohio State teammate Marvin Harrison Jr. That would have been absolutely insane. I think that would have been so so cool. The Bengals take a different edge in this one. Donovan, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce that name. Um, the Giants move up higher. Yes, he did end up with Tampa, and I mean not T Mac, but Egbuka absolutely balled out. He was a beast. Okay, so the Giants do end up moving back into the first round with the Daniel Jeremiah's projected here too. Uh, this they don't wait as long for Jackson Dart. It looks like here now. I said prior to the draft of last season that I wanted Jackson Dart. I was probably one of the biggest Jackson Dart supporters of last season. Prior to the draft, like us picking him. Now, I think I continue to say I don't think that we should, if we take Jackson Dart, we shouldn't take him number 6 overall. I think now I would have taken him 6 overall over Ashton Denty. Not saying that, obviously, again, I love Ashton Denty. But the quarterback position is just so valuable. And the way that he played, of course, injuries are a problem, but I think the way that he played definitely warranted him being a first round pick. And of course, it was a little bit of a reach that everybody thought at this point. But oh my goodness. I would absolutely love Jackson Dart at this point in time. Um, yeah, I mean, I could tie it in with Fernando Mendoza, but is what it is right now. Ole Miss Dart, Leo says Ole Miss Dart, not USC Dart. USC Jackson Dart was very good. If you didn't know he played at USC, go watch some tape of USC Jackson Dart. He absolutely balled out there too, even though he lost all 4 games that he started. That's not his fault though. That's not his fault. Um, Matthew Golden goes higher in this not redraft, I guess. This is a mock draft. Um, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Buccaneers end up getting a wide receiver either way. This time they go with Matthew Golden. They had Emeka Egbuka at this point last year. So Golden did not have a good season with the Packers. He was the first first round wide receiver, I want to say, in Packers history or since like 1950s or something. Like it was something insane like that. They hadn't taken a wide receiver in the first round in forever. And he didn't have a very good season, so I'm pretty sure that Packers fans would want to redraft this year. Miami goes with safety Malachi Starks from Georgia, and Malachi Starks I think was a very very good prospect coming into the draft, and I don't think Miami would be upset with having Malachi Starks. This one right here, I think Leo probably would have cried. Uh, his side chick taking his side girl, like this. This would have been Leo's match in heaven right here. The Steelers taking Shadur Sanders. I think I think the Raider Nation would have lost Cheetah Linus. I'm not gonna lie. But obviously we all know Shedeur Sanders is terrible, and he went in the fifth round. So, uh, pick number 22, the Chargers picked Travion Henderson. I I think the Chargers are happy with Omarion Hampton, who they ended up picking. Um, but I think that the Chargers fans and the Chargers organization would be really happy with Travion Henderson. I was personally high on Travion Henderson. He didn't get a lot of burn until like the towards the end of the year, and I think he was really good. Okay, the Packers pick cornerback Maxwell Harrison out of Kentucky here. So instead of the offensive outside position, they go with the defense outside position at corner. The Vikings take Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon here. Um, I the Vikings. I don't know what happened with their season this past year. You can blame a lot of it on number 9, JJ McCarthy. I think that a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans will tell you that was the probably the biggest issue for them this past year was their offense and their quarterback play. Um, so I think either way, this pick from last season wouldn't have really made a difference. Um, Leo says, "I hate you, Nate. Thanks." Um, okay, so the Houston Texans they take offensive guard Tyler Booker. The Houston Texans had some terrible offensive line play. They had one of the best defenses in NFL history, and down the stretch going into the playoffs, they had some of the worst offensive line play. The the game the Texans played against the Patriots, I mean, CJ Stroud got sacked like 5, 6 times, something insane like that. If they just had a competent offensive line, the Houston Texans would probably go way further than what they did this past year. So I think that the Texans would probably have taken this guy. Number 26, Marion Hampton stays in Los Angeles but goes to the other team in LA and he ends up going to the Rams. Um, I don't know if the Rams end up taking Omarion Hampton. What did the Rams go with actually? Um, I don't know what I don't remember who they actually went with in the draft, but here they take running back Omarion Hampton. I don't know. Yeah, this is why. This might be puzzling given the presence of Kyron Williams and also this past year and even the year prior to this draft. Um, what's his name from Michigan was very good for them as well. And even this past year, when in absence of Kyron Williams, um, Blake Corum, there we go. I had to think about it. Blake Corum played very well for the Rams, so I don't think that they would end up going with Omarion Hampton at this point. Baltimore Ravens take Kenneth Grant, uh, defensive tackle out of Michigan. He was very good coming out of Michigan. I really like Kenneth Grant, so I think this fixes a lot of the Baltimore Ravens problems that we've seen come up in the offseason, having to trade for Max Crosby, then not trading for Max Crosby and signing for Trey Hendrickson. I think this kind of covers a lot of that. The Detroit Lions goes with offensive guard Donovan Jackson. Um, I think this is a very good pick for the Lions. Their offensive line has not been as great as it once was before. So I think to re-solidify their offensive line, that this would have been a great pick for them right here. Donovan Jackson, Ohio State offensive guard. The Commanders take Jahdae Barron at number 29. And Jahdae Barron, of course, as we know, went to our division rivals, the Denver Broncos. I know Run was really big on him. I know Jay was really big on Jahdae Barron. And yeah, that's right. The Rams did trade their first round pick. That's what I thought. Um, the Broncos ended up picking Jahdae Barron, and their defense is now that much scarier for the foreseeable future. I know Jahdae Barron. again, like I said, was pretty high on a lot of people's draft boards in the Raider Nation. If you watched a lot of people's stuff last year at draft time, so it sucks that he went to a division rival. Pick number 30 in this one is the Bills take Trey Amos. Um, I don't think this is out of the realm of possibility either. The Bills needed some more defensive help this past year. Um, take a corner, fill a gap. Obviously, now it's even a bigger gap with them trading Teron Johnson to us. Kansas City Chiefs, they take Josh Connerly Jr., the Oregon offensive tackle. And we all know the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line has been hurting for quite a minute, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. So I completely do think that this should probably have happened. If you know what, actually, I'm glad it didn't happen. I'm glad it didn't happen. And then pick number 32, the Eagles pick up linebacker Jahad Campbell, Alabama linebacker. So yeah, it was just a cool little, let's see exactly who thought what mock drafts are, and it kind of puts into perspective of like we do all of these mock drafts, and I know last season we did a lot more, but like we do all these mock drafts and we don't really know what's going to happen. We don't really know what an organization is thinking. We don't really know who's on whose big board at what position on the big board, and so that's what makes the draft so much fun. And it's such a good watch every year, honestly, even if it ends up being pretty standard to what we're thinking. I think that it's still a really good time and fun to watch just for football fans all around. So I thought it was a cool just to look back and see exactly what everybody's consensus was on prospects from prior seasons. All right, well, let's see what all the people have been saying. While I've been out here. Okay, let's see. Gotta go back up. I missed a lot of chats. I missed a lot of chats. So, my apologies. All right. All right, Arnie with the questions. Every year there is a can't miss prospect or prospects. Who are they this year? And I think that's what makes this year a lot different from previous seasons, is because to me there's not one. Usually there is this consensus number one person who should just be, head and heels over the competition, and there's just not that guy this year. You can have arguments for multiple guys to be that position at number one, not number one overall, but number one overall as far as talent goes. So it's it's really hard to say. My personal favorite prospect this year is probably Caleb Downs. Um, I think the most potential probably is. Hmm, that's tough. Probably Styles. He's probably the biggest hit or miss though as well. So, like I said, it's a lot. It's a lot to really kind of know. Let's see. What's up, Michael Guerrero? I don't know if I said what's up to you yet, but appreciate you popping on. Let's see. Let's just trade out a first overall. We have Cousins. I like that. I love that. Of course. I don't know why this isn't working here. Hold on. Mm, there we go. Oh man, I hear the guy's voice, but I can't remember his name. Q played it today on his radio show. Okay, 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 okay. Silver and Black Radio Podcast. What is up, Will? What is up, Ja? Appreciate you guys. Where's the flag? What is up? Where's the flag? Okay, sorry, I missed a bunch a bunch of stuff. So if I missed you, I'm sorry. Dixon Sider, what's up? John Leone, what is up? But I'm gonna go back down to the bottom of this chat here. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Jason said, dude, if we trade back and get downs, I'm set then. Cheeto be selling me jerseys. Luke crazy. They come in various styles. Sell him a jersey. Sell him a Downs jersey right now. What's up, Dixon? Oh, look at Dixon's. Bro, Dixon, your profile photo is hilarious. My boy Jeff. That is fucking hilarious, dude. Okay. Well, we seen Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft. So let's go ahead and see LV Raider 10's mock draft. Now, I'm not going to. I'm just going to do this one really quickly. We've done multiple upon multiple upon multiple upon multiple. And I know it's probably getting pretty tiring, of course. Um, but I'm just going to go really quickly on who I think deserves to be. Come on. Who deserves to be picked at this point here. All right. Here we go. Damn, 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 damn. Okay. So we're going Vegas. We'll go 7. Let's go fast. So, all right. So I think we can all agree. We kind of already know the writing's on the wall. Fernando Mendoza is going to be the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. Whether I like it, whether you like it, I don't think it really matters at this point anymore. Unless they're completely blown out of the water as far as a trade is concerned. Which I don't think is going to happen. Fernando Mendoza is going to be the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders for the future. So let's go with Fernando Mendoza. Now, we're not going to do any trades on this one. So we're going to do ended up at 36. Um, and now here, I personally have been saying that I think that the two biggest positions of need right now are defensive tackle and wide receiver. Um, I feel like the defensive tackle spot is a higher need for the Raiders at this point than wide receiver is, considering that we just have a lot of bodies in the at the wide receiver position. I think we need more talent at the defensive tackle position. So, luckily for us, I have here one of my personal favorite prospects, Christian Miller, still available on the board. So not only does it fill a need, but it is also the best player available. So either way you slice it, I think that this is a great pick. Also, um, another couple of people here I know that I really like that I don't think the Raiders are going to end up getting, but Jacob Rodriguez, Avion Terrell I really like, D'Angelo Pons I really like as well. So I do think that we are going to go defensive tackle in this spot right here. And my personal opinion here would be Christian Miller. What is up, 805? 805 says, what is up, LV? Trying to convince people here in Pitt on the trade back. I love it. Keep spreading the good word, my brother. 805, make sure to tell everybody to trade back until it gets all the way back to Vegas. Okay, so we ended up taking Christian Miller at 36. We're now here at number 67. I would probably considering like looking at right here, right now, I don't see a wide receiver that's worth taking at this point. I would probably go here Um, interesting. Now, obviously, everybody knows I'm a big USC fan, so Kamari Ramsey and Jacoby Lane would probably be my personal picks. Of course, although I do believe that they're both going to be very good NFL players, especially Jacoby Lane. I honestly, I don't see him not panning out. I'm going to be honest. I really don't see him not panning out. Whoever grabs him is going to have one heck of a guy. So personally, I would probably go Jacoby Lane, but I would not be upset at looking at the offensive line here as well. Now, guard, it doesn't look like we're in the realm for guard. But at tackle, we have one guy here. Um okay, well probably not either of them then, to be honest. I Arnie Garza says Ramsey or Lane. Personally, like at this point right here, I would probably pick Ramsey, but as far as like who do I prefer as a prospect overall, I like Lane more. Um let's see. Combine comps here. Chauncey Gardner Johnson, Brandon Jennings, Jerron McMillan. Pretty decent stuff. He transferred from UCLA to USC. Came to the good spot, of course. Came to the good side over from the bad guys. Um, I mean, I don't want to skew it to what my personal preference would be, but as far as this board has fallen, I would probably take Ramsey because I don't think we're gonna take a linebacker in the third round. Although I do really like Anthony Hill Jr. I do like him a lot, and even Josiah Trotter too. Um, but as how this draft went, I probably would go with Kamari Ramsey. So that's who I'm gonna take here. All right. 102. So far we have Fernando Mendoza, Christian Miller, Kamari Ramsey. Now we can probably go. See, now this is why I kind of wanted to wait on safety because I do really like Bud Clark as well. He's a very good safety out of TCU. Malik Muhammad wouldn't be bad either at this point. We do need. I would like to add to the cornerback room. He has very good ball skills. Um, let's see. Who else is here? Oh, it doesn't look like the guy that I was hoping was gonna be here ended up being here. Yeah. Wow. So Zach Branch ended up going. Oh, duh. He went right before us. Zach Branch is probably the guy I would take here. Um, that sucks that he went one pick before us because look at this. I think this would be cool right here. He's from Las Vegas. Of course, everybody knows his background with his last name being Branch and his uncle, I think, his great uncle being Cliff Branch. So I probably would have been I would have loved Zach Branch as a Raider. But as far as this board has fallen for us here, Bryce Lance, who I do believe is the brother of Trey Lance. Yep, the younger brother for former first round pick Trey Lance. Um, I know he was a really good player at North Dakota State. I honestly can't say I've seen a lot of Lance. I'm not gonna lie. I have not seen a lot of Lance. So just for that reason, I probably wouldn't take him here either. I do like Malik Muhammad. We already taken a defensive tackle, so I would have taken him. Takario Davis, I like as well. But Clark, I should have waited on the safety position, but is what it is at this point. I do like Masses as well. I could go World. I don't think He's very large. Let's see. 6'8", 318. Jeez. That'd be gross. I honestly I would probably go world here, and it's not even that much of a reach at this point either. He's ranked number 103. We're picking at 102. We do need offensive tackle, and I do think world is a good prospect. Um, yes. Okay. So 805 is asking, what is the latest on Branch's troubles with law enforcement? So from what I read personally, I mean, guys can look it up. And don't quote me on this, but from what I seen on social media, it was he got arrested in Georgia for it was like obstructing or something like that, obstructing a sidewalk or obstructing a public space or something like that. His bail was set. Get this, $39. What 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 crime is committed where your bail is only $39? Like, is that even a crime? Like, it's literally was nothing, legitimately nothing. So I would not be like concerned with his past, brushes with the law because that's literally nothing. I could get arrested for you walking on the sidewalk and call it obstructing because I'm so wide. Like, no way, no way. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about Zach Branch. But at this point right now, as far as the mock draft goes, we're gonna go with Isaiah World. We need to solidify our offensive lineman, especially at the tackle position. Okay. Ooh, I see a guy I really like, and I think I'm going to take Derek Moore, the edge from Michigan. I really, really like. Um, I do think we need to still add to the edge. The future of our edge position, I just still don't think is set. Does Max Crosby still get traded during the middle of the season? Malcolm Kuntz is still only on a single or a 1 year contract this upcoming year. And then Quiddy Pay is only here for a couple of seasons before we're going to have to find his replacement as well. And then Snowden, of course, can come in, but is he our mainstay at the edge position? Is he going to be that difference maker at the edge position? I think Derek Moore can come in and potentially be that guy. So I am gonna go ahead and go here with Derek Moore. Let's go down to his comps. Brenton Cox, John Elgenberger, Copeland Bryan, DJ Johnson, and David Ajabo, which all doesn't sound very great, to be honest. But I am still gonna take Derek Moore at this point, in this mock draft, because I think it at least gives us a little bit of a look into the future at the edge position, which we're going to need to address very, very soon. It's your draft. Skew away. Thank you, sir. I will. Um, Now we're gonna boo you regardless. Now, I would probably like a couple of people here. Mm, I oof, this is tough. Um, you didn't get Rodriguez. Big Luck is is mad. Yeah, I don't blame you. I like Rodriguez a lot. Okay, so I would probably it's hard to pass on Harold Perkins personally. I do think we need to still add to the offensive side of the ball. Um, so I wouldn't be completely opposed to Malachi Fields. I still don't think he's that great of a prospect. I know a lot of other people. Cheeto Linus is high on him. I wonder why that is. Um, let's see. Explosiveness. He has a high grade. Explosiveness. Okay, so his combine comps: Jaleel Scott, Malik Heath, Oh my god, I know a lot of people are gonna take this one out of context. A lot of people are gonna take that one out of context, aren't they? Malachi Fields is Devontae Adams. You heard it here first, right, Leo? Malachi Fields is Devontae Adams. Uh, yeah. I don't think he's that guy, but that's funny. Um, so I wouldn't be against taking somebody like Malachi Fields there, but I think Harold Perkins is just a much better prospect at this point, and I would like to add to the linebacker room as well. Although, of course, like I said, I don't think we'd pick linebacker as high as the third round. I think at the later rounds you're more of a at a liberty to take some chances here. So I would probably go Harold Perkins here, linebacker out of LSU. Yeah, that might be Fields. No way. Absolutely no way. Fields is Devonte Adams. Absolutely not. Okay, pick number 175. We could go the double quarterback spot, like how I've been asking. Should we do? I think we should. In my personal opinion, I think we should go double quarterback this year because you just never know. You never know, and I don't foresee Aiden O'Connell being on this roster for that much longer either. So I would probably go double quarterback here. I'm not going to, um, just because I don't think it's that. I'm saying, I get you. He's saying that Devontae Adams and Malachi Fields are both crybabies. That's the only comparison. Got you, got you, got you. Yeah, I can agree. I can totally agree with that. Okay, so I don't think I would take Drew Aller here. Um, this one is a tough one. Let's see, who have we picked? Quarterback, D tackle, safety, offensive tackle, edge, and linebacker. Have not taken a wide receiver, which I think I should have probably addressed earlier, but just the way that this thing has fallen so far, it doesn't really look like wide receiver is in our future. Um, I don't want to just take one just for the sake of it. Dixon Sider says he's been saying for months to double dip at quarterback, and I think that's completely correct too. I would not be opposed to double dipping at quarterback. I think a lot of these later round quarterbacks as well. I really liked coming out of college as well. Like I really liked Cade Klubnik, and I think he could really put something together. Carson Beck had honestly really um impressed me at the John Gruden quarterback class. Drew Aller, I know, has a lot of potential as well. A lot of people were saying he was going to be the number one overall pick this year. Of course, that didn't happen because of injuries, but he has a lot of potential as well. Sawyer Robinson had a ton of yards at Baylor. Luke Altmaier played decent at Illinois. I'm still upset at Illinois for beating USC. Um, but Jalen Daniels had a big game against Colorado a couple of years ago. Haynes King, I've heard a lot about Haynes King coming out of Georgia Tech. Diego Pavia, if you haven't watched the video of him talking to Gruden, make sure to go watch that one right now too on my channel. It's out right now. Diego Pavia, of course, we all know about Diego Pavia. So Miller Moss, former USC quarterback. Caden Salter, there's a lot of guys here. I like Joey Aguilar, formerly of UCLA, transferred to Tennessee this last year, had a pretty good season with them. Like, there's a lot of guys down here that I wouldn't be opposed to even just bringing on as a undrafted free agent. Even I I really like that idea. Um, Rosetown, or I'm sorry, Raider Knight says here Denzel Boston, and I think that's not out of the realm of possibility either. I should have personally probably addressed the wide receiver position earlier. Um, it's just the way that things had gone at this board. Usually, there's a couple of guys still available. Um, later in this draft simulator that I'm comfortable with taking, but they just didn't end up falling, or they just didn't fall to the place that I thought they were going to be. So that's my fault. I'll raise my hand right there. But yeah, so let's go back to who we should pick here. I would probably go with the corner here, Thaddeus Nixon out of North Carolina, or I don't think I'm gonna take quarterback. I really like Keyshawn Elliott as well out of Arizona State, but we already took a linebacker, so let's not take him. We can maybe address the running back position right now as well. Nope, we're still probably a couple of picks away from that. Um, I'm gonna go with corner Thaddeus Dixon out of North Carolina for this pick. Okay, and then pick number 185. Not very much further from 175. 10 picks exactly, of course. Um, this is tough. Oh, double dip at defensive tackle with Dante Corleone. I know this is Jeff's big guy here, but he's ranked 193. So let's taper our expectations on that. Mmm, this is tough. Raider Knight says, I have a feeling they want to replace Lauby. Honestly, I think so too. He's been having a fumble issue. He does decent in special teams, but I think that we can get more production. So I don't know. Lobby's days might be counting down here. Let's see what's at the wide receiver position. Nothing nothing crazy, to be honest. Damn, I should have Colin Lacey. Not bad. I like Colin Lacey. Had a very good 2023 here. 7 touchdowns, 1,300 yards, 91 receptions. Still kind of a little bit of ways there for Colin Lacey though. Yeah, I don't know. I should have taken wide receiver earlier. Damn. Anyway, I would probably go defensive tackle Tyler Ongidium, defensive tackle out of Texas A&M here. So let's go with that. We're double dipping at the defensive tackle spot. Don't mind it. Do not mind it. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, I like Lander Barton, linebacker out of Utah, but we already took a linebacker. Adam Randall, running back out of Clemson. I've heard a lot about him. Let's see. What was his stats? 2024, he had 4 carries on 44 yards. 2025, 168 carries on 814 yards. So, a lot of tread still left on his tires here. Lot of tread. I know Jeff would be really excited if we picked this guy. And you know what? We might end up just going with that guy right there. Yeah, we're going to go with Billy, offensive guard out of Notre Dame here. All right, this is our last pick in this draft. So I'm going to go ahead and address the running back room. To me, at this point, it doesn't really matter if it's a reach or not. I personally really like Jamarion Miller, running back out of running back out of Alabama. Jamarion Miller, I really like. So I think I'm gonna add to our running back room to complement Ashton Genty with Jamarion Miller. Let's see what this draft. Not great. I'm surprised I even got an A- with this one. Fernando Mendoza A plus, Christian Miller A minus, Kamari Ramsey B minus, Isaiah World B minus, Derek Moore B. Harold Perkins was a little bit of a reach, it says. C minus. Thaddeus Dixon a B. On Udemy, I definitely saying that wrong. Was an A at 185, so that's pretty good. Schroff was a B minus, and Miller was a C minus, but I don't really mind reaching on a 7th round pick. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think about this. I think this is pretty decent. I think it could be better. Definitely could be better. I would much rather have addressed the wide receiver position a lot earlier. Even if I had to reach a little bit, I think I would have rather had enough a wide receiver. But either way, I think this is not a bad draft. It's a combination, a little bit of BPA as well as addressing needs. So I like it. I don't think it was too bad. Let's see. I'm going to download it and let's post this on Instagram. Oops. Sorry. A little bit of inception there. All right, here we are. But yes, so I'm going to post that on my Instagram right now. So let's, if you haven't followed my Instagram, make sure to follow my Instagram. It's going to be LVRaider10, just like how it is on YouTube. And vote in our poll on my Instagram that I'm going to be posting right now. On what exactly you think about that, those draft results. Let's see. Last mock draft of the season. What do y'all think? Make sure to go over to my Instagram at LVRaider10. Vote on the poll right now. Pretty good draft results. A minus, I'm not upset at. You know, not too bad. Not too bad. My personal opinion. If you haven't already, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, share with some friends. If you like Raiders content, make sure if they like Raiders content. Um, if you haven't already, go and watch the Gruden quarterback class that I've uploaded right now. They, like, even if you don't even watch them because of my reaction, go watch the original videos. I have them posted on the YouTube channel. In the description for the original video, just go through there. Go watch the original video if you don't want to hear me ramble on about all of these quarterback prospects. But I every season I love to do those, do the reactions of the John Gruden quarterback class. So that's one of my favorite things. Go watch that. Um, what else? I will be doing more John Gruden quarterback class coming up very soon. I think he just released another one while we were on live. So thanks, giving me more work to do. Um, let's see. I think he just did. Was it Drew Aller? It might have been honestly Drew Aller. Hours away from not having to see those damn mocks anymore. Yeah, it was Garrett Nussmeyer. Sorry, it was Garrett Nussmeyer. So we're a little bit behind, but I will get there eventually. We're missing a couple of people. I know. I'm excited to see. We're missing 3 right now. We have Taylor Green. We haven't watched yet. Sawyer Robinson and Garrett Nussmeyer. So those will be coming up very very soon. But so far, I've done Diego Pavia, Carson Beck, and Ty Simpson. If you haven't watched the Ty Simpson one, I highly, highly, highly suggest it. I think it would give a lot of context into the reasonings behind a lot of analysts saying Ty Simpson has a lot of potential. I personally didn't really see it until watching this. I completely see it now. I think he's going to be a very, if he's not a very good quarterback in the league, he's going to be at least around in the league for a very long time. I think he's that kind of quarterback where he has just enough talent, but a hell of a smart quarterback where he has the the um the main staying power to be in the league for a long time. So go watch the Ty Simpson one. I really do like that one a lot. Um, what else? Yeah, I think that is just about it. All right. So, last questions. If anybody has any questions before we get going here, now is the time. Let's hear them. What is all of your draft questions? Any comments? Anything you want me to pull up right here? Let's hear them now. We're only hours away from the 2026 NFL draft, where the Raiders are projected to take Fernando Mendoza. How does everybody feel about Fernando Mendoza? That's what I want to know. Does everybody agree that we should take Fernando Mendoza? Let me know in the comments below. I I've been been saying that I am not super high on Fernando Mendoza. I don't think that's kind of a secret anymore. But I've also been saying that if and when, which it seemed like the most likely possibility at this point, when we get Fernando Mendoza, I will be a supporter of him. I probably won't buy a jersey. Maybe if I get lucked into one, like winning one in a raffle, I'll rock one. But I probably won't buy his jersey. But I will be a big supporter of him because he's going to end up being a Raider. And that's what this is all about, making the Raiders better, making the Raiders great. So I can't. Leo said boo. There we go. Frank Weber's on Team Tradeback. Hey, I am on Team Tradeback until it doesn't happen, which I've prepared myself that it's not going to happen. But I'm on Team Tradeback as well. Dix Insider says Mendy all the way. He's Team Fernando Mendoza. Big Luck says boo this guy. I'm pretty sure Big Luck is on the Mendoza train as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Raider Knight, Mendoza is a long-term investment like a savings account. See, in the time of social media, Raider Knight, a lot of people don't even know what a savings account is. We are, what have you done for me lately kind of society now. No one wants to invest into, having nice and shiny things down the road. No one can see the big picture anymore. Whether that big picture is Mendoza being successful or not, I think is a different conversation. But either way, I think okay, now I know everybody's lying. Jason just said that he's team trade back. Someone take a screenshot of this. Someone take it, not of me. Don't take a screenshot of me. Take a screenshot of that though. Jason says he's here. I'm gonna bring this up tomorrow too, Jason. That's another thing that I was gonna say. Make sure to have your bell notifications on for my channel, for Jay's channel, for Will's Silver and Black Radio podcast channel, for Raider Primo's channel. We are all gonna have live reactions tomorrow, going live for the NFL draft tomorrow. If you want to watch it with us, make sure to tune in. I believe everyone is gonna go on an hour prior to the draft starting to have some friendly debates. I would like to say some friendly debates and conversations about what to expect in the NFL draft for tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure if you haven't subscribed right now, make sure to put on the notifications to all of those channels. Again, that's me. This is Jay. That's Just Raiders Baby Podcast. Raiders First Downs, Jason. He's going to be in there. And Silver and Black Radio Podcast, Will, and Raiders Primo. I believe that's it. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I will check right now, actually. I don't want to leave anybody out. Yes, that's everybody. Okay, just want to make sure. But yes, we're all going to be going on live tomorrow to watch that. So please make sure that you are tuning in because I think it's going to be a great day. Great day. Team trade back all the way. All right, let's see. I believe in the Fruity Pebble. Oh my goodness, Michael Guerrero. The Angels have never lost 100 wins in an MLB season. They're not going to do it now. This is actually one of the years that I think they're very decent. They're definitely not good, I'll tell you that. I've gone to nearly every single Angel home game this season. They're not good, but they're definitely a fun team to watch, I'll tell you that. Not gonna win, not gonna lose 86 more games. I'll tell you that. Frank Weber. If we do pick at one, it has to be Mendoza, and I completely agree. Dixon Sider, paycheck to paycheck. That's the kind of society that we live in right now. It's exactly what it is. Now, I know better than that. Personally, I know better than that. But social media, TikTok being 3 seconds or whatever it is, 30 seconds. Hey, to each his own, I guess. We too poor to have a savings account yet. We live in paycheck to paycheck. Hey, the Raiders have been living paycheck to paycheck, draft to draft for quite a while. Let's get some talent in here now, huh? Mendoza Mania. I get paid tomorrow and it's already gone. Bro, me too, big luck. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. This is the first one, has been immediately gone in first time in a while. Raider Night, you get paid, must be nice. Those are 3 days of shows with various combos of who is on. Exactly, Jason is exactly right. If I'm not on, which I'm probably not going to be on Sunday, I will most likely be on Friday and Saturday. I'm sorry, Thursday and Friday. Thursday, Friday. Thursday, Friday. Yeah, sorry, I'm confusing myself now. Thursday, Friday, I'll definitely be on, but a whole bunch of combination of really, really good people and good Raider fans are going to be in combos for the next 3 days of NFL draft content. So make sure, again, go subscribe to all of those guys. That would much appreciate it if you haven't already yet. Let's see, big luck, Raider Night. That's what they tell me. Yeah. Living in California, apparently they pay me too, but it seems like California's taking all of it. So all good. But yeah, I think that is going to close it out. Again, I thank everybody. I highly thank everybody pulling up to the show today. If you haven't already, again, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be going on for the next couple of days for NFL draft content. So stay tuned for sure. Stay tuned for all of the rest of the John Gruden quarterback class stuff. Those videos will be out shortly as well. Again, I love doing those. Make sure to check out the ones that I've already posted on my channel here so far. Those are very, very good. What else? Raider Knight asks, LV Raider, are you getting a Cousins jersey? I am not going to get a Cousins jersey. The next jersey that is on my radar, as far as like current players, is probably Ashton Genty. I don't have a Brock Bowers jersey either, so those two guys would probably be my like top of the list as far as current players. Jack Besh being right there as well. But like overall, I want to get. Oh, which jersey have I been looking for? A Tim Brown jersey. I've been wanting a Tim Brown jersey. I don't know. It just kind of goes in waves on which jersey I really want. Oh, Howie Long. Howie Long is another really high jersey that I want to get on my list. But yeah. Draft will be over and Nate's viz will still not be up. Hey. Relax, okay? Hey, you gotta have some post draft content ready, okay? We're gonna be able to talk about where they got drafted, in my pre and post video, breakdowns. But if if it's not up pre-draft. It's gonna be on. It's gonna be posted after the draft, and that's gonna be the time where not a lot of stuff is going on. So we're gonna to have content to put out, and just so happens, I think that's really good stuff. So Leo just hating as always. But yes, okay, this is going to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate everyone. Again, last time, subscribe, like, bell notifications, all of our stuff. Thank you, Raider Nation. Just win, baby.